Alright, it's recording and the sound is good. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, earlier this week, we learned how to solve, actually I think we did some of this yesterday. We learned how to solve quadratics by factorizing. Remember factors? And what was the other technique? Completing the square. But, of course, as you already know, there's actually a formula you can use. The quadratic formula. Although a lot of people in Ireland call it the minus b formula. So if I accidentally say minus b, I mean the quadratic formula as well. Okay? So we're going to have a look at this. Now, I'm going to do the proof of the formula, and I think it's good that you see the proof, because the proof is practicing completing the square, and you complete the square, but instead of numbers you have letters. So for example, we have ax squared plus bx plus c. Now let's pretend we're completing the square. What would we normally do first here?
We get rid
of the a. So how can we get rid of the a here? Divide everything by a. So now the a at the front is gone, and now it's become this. X squared plus b over a x plus c over a equals 0. Okay, write this down as we go along. Okay, what do we do next in the complete the square process? We have the middle number. So we go x plus b over 2a. Next, squared. And then if you remember, what we do next is we take this and then minus the square of this one here. So that would be plus c over a minus b squared over 4a squared equals 0. So I'll pause there to give you a chance to write this down. Okay, got that? So let's go down a bit. Now, to make our lives easier, I'll add these two together. And this fraction is really, the denominator is really close to this one. So a little multiplication here can change this denominator into this. What should I multiply the top and bottom by to make it 4a squared?
4a.
4a. If I multiply the bottom by 4a, I would get 4a squared. And if I multiply the top by 4a, I'd get 4ac. Let me just move my plus sign. So now that the denominators are the same, I can add them together. And that will equal 4ac minus b squared all over 4a squared. Now you can kind of start to see the formula emerge from the sea of numbers. Yeah. So next, what would be next? Sorry, that's the plus there. What would I do next? I take this to the right. So I'd get b squared minus 4ac all over 4a squared. Okay. What would I have to do next now? The square root now. So if I put a square root here, it goes, and I'll put a square root here as well. So I get x plus b over 2a equals, on the bottom I have a 2a, and on the top I have square root b squared minus 4ac. But let's not forget, there's a question about plus or minus here, so we have to have a plus or minus here as well. Now, what's great is this denominator is the same as this denominator. So when I take it over, I can add them together straight away. And so I get x equals minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And now we have the quadratic formula. Okay, so finish writing that down, please, and we'll look at some examples. Of course, there's a problem here if a is equal to 0, but if a was equal to 0, we wouldn't have a quadratic to begin with. Furthermore, we have a problem if what's inside the square root is negative, since you cannot take a square root of a negative number. But these are things we'll see in more detail in the next lesson. I think the next one. Yeah. Okay, can I go to a new page? Not yet. Okay, new page now? Yeah? Okay. So let's have a look at an example. Let's take, for example, example 1. We want to solve 8x squared plus 2x minus 15 equals 0. So, to show in the exam that you understand that you're using the quadratic formula and you understand how to use it, we should write down what the ABC is. A is equal to 8, B is equal to 2, and C is equal to minus 15. By the way, does anybody know the name of these letters ABC when they're in front of the X? Not constants, coefficients. But we won't worry about that vocabulary just yet, because we'll do that we'll introduce that vocabulary when we look at Pascal's triangle and expanding and stuff, okay? So I don't want to give you too much vocabulary too quickly. So if for those who know it, it's called coefficients, ABC coefficients. Okay, so let's use our formula. The formula is minus b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4a times c, 32 times minus 15. Now you'll have to help me out here. What's 32 times minus 15, please? All over 2a. (32 times 15? What's going to be 320 and 160, 480 or something? Is it 480? Oh, great. So 484 all over 16. Yeah, then plus the 4. Yeah. Yes? Now, can somebody tell me if this root 484 simplifies in a nicer form?
Yes.
What is it?
22.
Oh, it's exactly 22. It's not even a root anymore. Okay. So minus 2 plus or minus 22 all over 16.
Yes.
So if we take the minus answer first, it'd be minus 24 over 16, or if you take the positive answer, 20 over 16. Now I know these can be simplified. What did they become? 24 is 12 over 8, 6 over 4, 3 over 2, minus 3 over 2, or 10 over 8, 5 over 4. Okay. So x is minus 3 over 2 or 5 over 4. You can check this answer on your calculator by typing in mode 53. Those people who have a Casio 991, please type in mode 53. I don't think it's a Casio 991. Not for what I'm about to do. You got it? Mode 53. Is that the right calculator? No, sorry. You have it, you have it. Who has Casio 991 calculator? Right, if you type in mode 53, what does it say on the screen? ABC. So you can type in, listen carefully, listen, Amber. You speak English, right? Listen, Andy. When your teacher is angry, it is not a good idea to draw attention to yourself. Yes? Okay. Right. Those with Casio 991 calculators, listen very carefully. And those who have the calculator but not with them, you can write the instructions down. You press mode 53 and it should have on the screen now A equals B equals C equals. If I go to the question, where is it? Right, press 8 equals. And then press 2 equals. And then press minus 15 equals. Equals is like enter here. And then once you've done that, press equals to get the first answer. What did you get? 5 over 4. And then press equals again. Why does it look like this? You got both on your calculator? Okay. Did you get that? They showed you both? Yes. How far? What's the problem, Amber? Did you do it?
Yeah, we got it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, but it's right.
Do I need to come down to show you?
No.
Are you sure? All right. Anybody over here need help with their calculator? You all got it? Yes. Which calculator do you have? Oh, you have? And Texas. Have you got the Casio one?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. That's the one I recommend for this course. This one. Yeah. That's the one we use for this class. Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Is it? Oh, it just doesn't have the solar panel on the top. Yeah. What is it? 550?
570.
Yeah, that one's fine too. Yeah. 991. Why do you think I prefer 991 over 550? Because it has the solar panel on it, which means which means in the exam your battery won't die on you.
Yeah, true.
You know, you have to think about these things, right? Like, ask yourself, if my calculator stops working in the exam, how screwed am I?
We do calculator.
Yes. What's wrong? Nothing? Or were you answering my question if the calculator broke, yeah? Okay. Go down a bit. Okay. Right, we'll do an example now where the square root doesn't cancel away. Oh, now somebody will ask me this, so I'm going to answer it now. Someone will ask me, in the exam, can I use mode 53 to just get the answer?
No.
And the answer is no. You need to show your work. However, of course, you can use mode 53 to check that you've gotten the right answer. Then you know if you got full marks for the question or not. Okay? So the calculator, mode 53, is there to help you check that you got it right, not to do the work for you. Yes? Okay. Can I go to the next example? Yep. Okay, so next example now. x squared minus 16x minus 14 equals 0. So ABC again. So you get minus b plus or minus square root. Is 16 squared 256? B squared minus 4AC, so two minuses make a plus, 56, all over 2A. Now somebody will need to check that I've multiplied those. Is 16 squared 256?
Yeah.
And is 4 times 14 56? Okay, so adding those together now. Plus square root 312 over 2. Now 312 can be simplified.
2 root 78.
2 root 78. 16 plus, are you sure? 2 root 78?
Yeah.
Alright, okay. Alright. 2 root 78 all over 2. Now, something happens which is rather nice at the end here. Can anybody see what happens with cancelling? Yeah, each of those can be divided by the denominator here, which is 2. So in fact, I can write this as 8 plus root 78. Oh, well, of course, it's plus or minus. Let me write that back in. Plus or minus. Plus or minus. Plus or minus. So there you go, there's our answer. X equals 8 plus or minus root 78. You have a question, yes?
Yeah, can we add the 60 with the 2 and after?
No, you can't because the 2 is with the root 78. So it's like this, if I had 2 plus 3x, that is wrong to say it's 5x. It's the same reason. Yeah? Yes, Andy?
Can we just square root 312 in decimal?
No. They'll say, hey, that's an important question. Now listen, that's important. Can you give this as decimal? The question will say what they want as the answer. This question here, I'm pretty sure said, leave your answer in surd form. Yeah, it said A plus or minus B root C. Okay. Can I go to a new page now?
Which question is this?
2A. Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. New page, yes? Right, some vocabulary now. Does anybody know decimal places? You know what it means? Let me show you some examples, okay? So, let's take the number 0.146278. No, let's make it a 10 as well. Alright, if I said one decimal place, that would be 10.1. If I said two decimal places, that'd be 10.15 because the second decimal place gets round up due to the 6. Round up means moved up. What about 3 decimal places? 3 decimal places will be 10.146. And then 4 decimal places would be 10.1463. So decimal places is the number of digits after the decimal point, after the point. So that's decimal places. Everybody has probably seen this before. The next one, maybe not. The next thing we're going to do is something called significant figures. You remember significant figures? Yeah? Some people maybe have done it before. I will write it. No, I don't have space here. Decimal places and significant figures. Okay, can I go down? I mean, you don't have to write this down if you know it already, okay? It's probably the next one you might not know. So I'll take as an example, you know what, let's use this number again as an example. So one significant figure, does anybody know what that is? Very good, 10. Now let me explain how this works. What you do for significant figures is you start at the left and you count out the number that you want. So in this case 1. So I just count out the first number, which is 1. And I keep everything now as 0 after that. It rounds down, all goes 0. Okay? Now what about if I did 2 significant figures? 2 significant figures, what would that be?
10.1.
10 or 10.1? That's a good question. 10. Now you see, we count out, if you look for this one, we count out 2 numbers and make the rest 0. So in fact, it's still actually 10.
Yeah, the first one is 10.
Yeah, 10. In this example. Now it'll get different. 3 significant figures.
10.1.
Now that's 10.1 because you count out 3 digits from the left. And then 4 significant figures, what would that be? 10.15, because the 6 makes it go up. And so on. Alright, so there's significant figures there. So in the exam, they could ask you to give your answer to 2 decimal places or 2 significant figures. Don't mix up the 2. Decimal places is after the decimal point, and significant figures are numbers counted from the left.
Why 1 and 2 are both same?
Because the first number is 1 and everything else is 0. And then, what are the first 2 numbers?
1 and 0.
Yeah, so, you know, it's the same here. It's because the second one is a 0. I'll do another example. I want this number to 2 significant figures. Oh, dear. Two significant figures. So, anyone know what 2 significant figures here would be? 0.013, because of the 9 here. You start from the left. Is there a number here? No, you keep going until you get your first number. Here it is. So you go 1 significant figure, 2 significant figures, and you stop. But this one gets rounded up because after it is a 9. Now, Amjad, your question was about the 0. So suppose I was to change this now to, instead of a 2, to a 0. Okay, what would 2 significant figures here be? 1, 1. But if I was to change this now to a 4, what would it be? 1, 0. That's 2 significant figures. What would 1 significant figure here be?
0.01.
Yeah, it'd be the same thing. So my point is, it can, because the second number was 0, that's why it looks like the first 2 are the same. Okay. Yes. Will I do another example? Let's do one more. Let's say 0.101010. Okay. And I want 4 significant figures. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and the answer would be 0.101 because the next one here is 0. So you don't even have to write that in. And that's interesting because that's actually the same as 3 significant figures here, isn't it? 0.101. Sometimes that happens in the exam, and it seems to confuse students a lot. Okay? But you can see if you look at question 3, you get lots of them to practice. Okay? So let's do one from number 3 now. So what do we want in number 3A? Decimal or significant? Now I'm going to not do that one because I think decimal is fine for everybody. So I'll do actually 3C, which is significant figures. So 3C example. Minus 5x squared plus x plus 4 equals 0. Okay, A is minus 5, B is 1, C is 4, and we get minus B plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So that's equal to minus 1 plus or minus square root 21 over minus 10. And if I want to cancel all my minuses, I can. So that's 1 minus or plus root 21 over 10. Although you don't even have to do that if you don't want to. If that makes you sad, don't do it. Okay, oops, critical battery. You don't want to lose this video. Okay. Right, can somebody type in on their calculator, please, the plus, we'll do the plus one first. So 1 plus root 21 divided by 10, what's that?
0.
Yeah? Did I make a mistake?
Yeah.
Sorry, what one here? B squared 1 minus 4ac. Huh? What went wrong? Where's 18? What one? Here? 18? 80? Oh, I forgot my 4. Thank you. So that should have been 80. So that should have been 81. So that should have been 81. Huh? Yeah, but I wanted significant. Oh, right.
First one equals to 1.
But 81 is a nice number. I want an ugly number.
None.
D. That's ugly. All right. Yeah, so this doesn't have any significance. This is a nice one. You can forget you saw it. Huh? What's wrong? You're writing it. Writing what? There's nothing here to write.
It's okay.
This isn't the maths you're looking for. Right, okay. X squared plus 5x. You can't undo in your notebook as well? No control Z? No? Minus 5x minus 2. All right. Okay, minus b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac. So is that right? Is that okay? All over 2a. So minus 5 plus or minus square root of 33 all over 2. Minus b. Yeah? b squared minus 4ac. Yeah? Okay. What is root 33 minus 5 divided by 2? So we'll do the positive one first. What's that?
Minus 5 plus.
Yeah, what's the plus one? Yeah. Can you type that in? you'll get a decimal. Press the SD button.
0.37.
keep going, 37,
2281.
no, 3722,
Yeah.
8,
one more.
1,
3.
2, 3, 8.
Okay, that's enough. Right, that's the other one. So if we put that in as a minus,
Divided by 2.
I don't know, you're the ones with the calculator, is that right? Did you divide that by 2?
Yeah.
Minus 5.37.
Hang on, minus 5.37,
37.
22,
81.
81. Okay, that's enough, so.
It's divided by
Is it right, Andy?
Yeah.
Alright. Now, how many significant figures do I want here? 5. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I need to round? No. And then here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I do need to round.
Yeah.
So this answer is 0.37228 or minus 5.373. Okay. Write this one down for sure. Hang on, I left out. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 2. Yeah, that became a 3. Yeah, okay, sorry. That's right. I thought I lost a number. Okay, you have to fix the answer at the back for that one. I didn't round it off properly. So can you fix the answer for 3D? You can see I have 2A at the end. I shouldn't have 2A at the end. I should have 2-3 at the end. For 3D. No, hang on. Sorry, I'm being stupid. The answer at the right perfectly matches this. I just looked at them backwards. So I didn't say anything. Okay, this question here, let's see how many you would need. I think probably the last one is probably the difficult one, would you say? Or maybe the second one? Alright, I'll tell you what. In number 1, you can just do 2 questions, the last 2. But in number 2 and 3, I want you to do the last 4. No, don't do the last 4 and 3 because there's no significant figure. So, can you do... I think hang on, don't just be quiet. TUVW in number 3. So in number 3, do TUVW. And do number 4 and 5 if you can. And in number 2, what did I say? You can do the last 3 actually. I'll take one away from you. So do M and O. And then in number 1, you can do the last 2, Y and Z. So you've got 2, 2, 4, and then the last 2 at the bottom of the page. 2, 3. Oh yeah, oh wow. 2, 3, 4, and the last 2. Okay, you might get a few of those finished now. So if you can start these for the last few minutes, please. Oh, and don't worry, I'd like you to try 4 and 5. But if you don't get 4 and 5, that's okay. I'll do it in the next class, but I want you to try it, okay? What's wrong? What? Andy, you're giving me an impression you're a troublemaker.